got a whole lot to talk about, but got a little bit.
That was the softest.
I know.
Usually it's like bad. You all join me in the saying of the Lord's Prayer, please.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
Oh, we were here today. Musical flag. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You all join me in the saying of the four-way test of the things we think, say, or do, and it's over here behind me today.
First is the truth. Second is fair to all concerned. Third will build goodwill and better friendship. Fourth will be beneficial to all concerned.
Thanks, everybody. We do have a guest with us today, Scott Reager, who is the Mercer County Chamber of Commerce Executive Director, and he will be speaking here in just a little while. Last week, at the end of our meeting, RJ with, I don't know, I'll butcher his last name, spoke to us. He's with the Helping Heroes, and since we are a service club, Sharon and I and him were talking, and he didn't really ask us to help them in any way, but Sharon and I thought if we could help them, whether take up donations, he said the trial size, shampoos, conditioners, shaving creams, stuff like that. So that's something that we could discuss.
He was supposed to give us a list, I think, right?
I think, and I've not heard from him. He didn't take my email, so maybe I'll follow up
Maybe
with
reach
him.
out to him, yeah, but
Who is this? Helping to be
Last week's
if we
speaker.
got, if he would give us a list of what they need, it's a lot of it's things that we have. And who was it last week? Somebody said, I have blankets.
Yeah, blankets, and he said socks was a
Yeah.
needed thing.
But maybe we
blankets
could just
and
do like a
towels.
drive and put it out on Facebook and have people drop off stuff.
Oh, I just gave my phone bunch of them.
Oh.
I didn't know about it. The hotel.
Yeah.
Do they have to be brand new?
I don't think so.
We get them, so I mean, they're kings and queens, but, I mean, like, I know I have one right now that a little girl put red marker on it. It's clean, but I can't use it as a
Right.
hotel. So, I mean, yeah, it.
Jordan didn't say that, did she?
No. Not this time.
But anyway, I thought that might be a good project. Stacey and I were talking, that might be a good project. And it's simple, it doesn't cost us money, it's not a whole lot of work, it does a whole lot of good.
Shelley Thomas reached out to me about the United Way grant that we did get last week. She said that she's thinking we'll just put it, the 250 towards the wellspring with our next round of it and use it for their donations. Yes, we got $250. The fundraiser ideas, unless anybody else has come up with anything, we've got the 50-50 tickets and the hot dog bar, which I think would go well, but it's just a matter of.
I don't want to do it, but that
Yeah.
sounds like that, I'm fine.
It does have some music playing.
The more I think about it, it does.
Yeah, the more I think about it,
It was your idea, Bonnie.
But it came off the top of my head, but the more I think about it, I think
I
it's
really
great.
like it.
But it's, we've
Maybe
got,
Scott knows somebody. So what we're talking about, Scott,
Yeah.
is Molly
The hot
noticed the
dog
the food trucks over at the pharmacy.
Mhm.
And she said if, what might be fun is to do like a hot dog bar, have hot dogs and all different kinds of toppings, do that as a fundraiser. But she had the idea, and we think it's a great idea, but we don't know how to make it work. You know, anybody that's
exactly start to execute this idea.
We need a way to do the hot dogs and have them there and have the
And the
toppings.
toppings and with the COVID stuff, we're almost gonna have to be the ones to place the
Right,
topping.
have to be put
Right.
on.
Somebody at each station,
Right.
Sure.
the chili, the sauce, the Dorito dogs that are
Right.
popular in Cameron right now.
You say it's a fundraising activity? trying to think about that.
Okay.
I mean, trying to think how you
If you
make
think of
money. I
somebody,
mean, how
yeah.
you do that. You mean, to make
Yeah,
money.
we've just, the last couple meetings, we've just been trying to kind of brainstorm on putting together a fundraiser
That just
to
sounds so fun.
get us some money so we can do our service projects and things. Does anybody else have any other, I know at one point somebody mentioned maybe like the tailgate package with the cooler and just doing a raffle on that, but that was the only other thing that I know of that's been mentioned. I sent out the emails, like I told you, I had one response other than, I don't expect you guys to respond to it, but I've had one response
I
from
know
the
that
emails.
St. Clairsville Club was maybe used to have spaghetti dinners, and spaghetti's really inexpensive to make. If you could do that and have even somewhere takeout, box it up and advertise it, $10
Yeah,
a
I saw
person.
one somewhere that was a take out only.
But it's inexpensive to make, and everybody makes spaghetti.
That Yeti cooler one though, you can make like 10 grand on that if you do it virtually.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I know, once COVID hit, there's a bunch of these virtual like fundraisers going on with the Yeti cooler that's packed full of some stuff, a couple other things like that. And since it's all virtual, it reaches everybody. And when it's like $10 a ticket, you're like, oh wow, I could win a Yeti cooler for $10. Yeah, I'll go $10.
Or maybe we should.
They were sold out on the first day of starting the fundraiser tickets. They had to get more and more. They got about 10 grand or something close to that.
Wow. So we could do that, and then we could still think about the hot dog mart thing. Because we're not gonna make a lot of money at the hot dog mart,
Probably not,
but it'd be fun.
but it would be
You know
fun.
what I mean?
And I'm gonna talk about community, so. Anybody else have anything? Like I said, things have been really slow. I seen our district governor, Sean, just turned 50 and he's on some kind of road trip with his big flamingo, documenting everywhere.
Oh, is it?
He's stopping.
They're beach right now.
Yeah, but I don't know. There's
I
not,
missed that.
yeah, there's not really anything. Email has been very slow for the Rotary.
So the vaccination clinics, they still need us next month. I'm trying to decipher Rose's picture of the schedule, but they're gonna be on Thursdays and Fridays in April. And they still need help, if anybody can help. But I'll decipher this and send out an email with times.
Oh, what days I can.
I didn't hear that.
Thursdays and Fridays are gonna be, they need still help for vaccination.
Oh, okay.
And Tom Hart said it was still at the fairgrounds.
Oh, I thought it, didn't we say it was at the state too?
Well, Rose told me that a couple weeks ago, but they must have changed it.
Okay, cause that was my.
Yeah, I heard it was going to move to St.
I did, but Tom Hart just told me a little bit ago. that it
Staying
was
at the fairgrounds. At least that's the last.
Okay.
Right, well, Tom should know, so.
I would hope so.
I'd recommend it, going back to fundraisers, that we put a committee together. Just do it, come up with the idea, and this is what we're doing, and just move forward with it.
I could send out an email, but I have a feeling our committee's gonna.
Well, we need Josh and Cody on it. Because they're the ones who know how to do this stuff.
Somebody needs to chair the committee. My recommendation last year, my thought was, I need some incoming president, be the chair of the fundraiser each year. So that there's always someone
That's right, actually.
sharing it. Sorry, Ashley.
But at least it isn't the wine,
Was that?
that kind of freaked me out when I was
You're
there.
the chairman of the fundraising committee this year.
Okay,
Well, I was thinking.
even though I did the last one, but that's okay. That's fine.
She did it last year.
But it's just a thought.
Well, who's the next
Incoming
person?
president.
That's a great question.
Yeah,
Hurry up and find the next person and delegate.
yeah, because we had to cancel the West Virginia wine beer and song, because I had to call all of them and cancel everything there, and then Ashley stepped in and done the big basket thing, so.
Did an excellent job.
I'm more than happy to help, I just don't want to be completely responsible for the whole thing.
Go out and email and see what kind of response we get, which I have a feeling we're gonna.
Well, I mean, at
Our
this point,
committees.
have a committee, this is probably it.
That's, yeah,
We just need somebody to be in charge of it.
Okay, anybody have anything else for the benefit of the board? Before we turn it over to Scott. I thought Cody was raising his hand. Thought he wanted to talk.
He wants to talk.
Yeah, Cody's our fill-in speaker anytime we don't have a speaker.
Yes.
He's done it like 3 times for us. All right, Scott, I'm gonna give you the table here and.
Want me masked, no mask?
No,
I
no,
mean,
no,
please,
no,
I got my
it's-
shots.
it's fine.
Through it. I'm just gonna talk kind of about some of the things that we got coming up at the chamber. It's been a real rough year. It's been for every organization out there trying to raise some funds and still get people together and network and do that kind of thing. Of course, you get the Zoom conferences and all those things that have been out, but the last big thing that we got in was, of course, our expo. Last year, March, and the week after that's when everything kind of fell apart. No business
How about
after
things that
hours.
we've been doing with them?
Yeah. So, well, we've been lucky. We kind of pushed through. We put some things together. I know you guys did a raffle. We did a raffle. We didn't end up that bad, really, financially. I thought we were going to be a lot worse than we were. We were able to get some breaks and stuff like that as for payroll taxes and things like that. We didn't spend as much. So, it wasn't a bad year, all things considered. This year, of course, we're in a planning mode, pushing things back, moving things around. We couldn't get our expo in March, which normally that's when it is. So in January, I said, let's set a tentative date in May. Well, guess what? That didn't happen either because I would have had to, get our vendors and stuff together in March. People are still not committing. The sponsorship's not really there. So we've kind of pushed it back. Now we are at August the 13th and 14th. Okay, so that's when we're going to try to get the expo in down to Penitentiary. We're still excited about it. There's some more opportunities, I think, because we're doing it in the summertime, that we can use some of the outside things, maybe bring some food trucks in, that kind of thing, and just have a little different spin to it. So right now, that's what we're going to shoot for is August 13th and 14th. The ladies, we're having a ladies luncheon. I don't know if you've heard about that. I know Stacy's on that committee. That'll be April 21st. That'll be up at Grandview Park. We're having guest speakers there. We're going to try to do that thing maybe twice a year. We're going to see how it goes, but we're going to piggyback off of that in the summertime because we didn't do the ladies' night out. We're going to do a sip, shop, and stroll, and I'm thinking in my brain that's going to happen in July. And what we'd like to do is maybe with that Genesis Event Center, have that as our hub. I bought some shopping bags. We're going to get the stores that want to be open for an evening, have some food, drink, door prizes, that kind of thing, to get people to go and shop during the summertime. So we're going to piggyback off that as far as our ladies program. And then, of course, we have our car show coming up on June 4th. So that's still in the works, whether we're going to do that or not. Jim Pettick's been chairing that event for a long time, so he's a little apprehensive about coming out in the public, still with the COVID and all that kind of stuff. We're going to play that one by ear. We are going ahead with our golf scramble, which is going to be June 14th. That'll be at the Moundsville Country Club. So that's already sent out an email blast. That's been in the newsletter. So we're going forward with that one. In September, we'll do our Marshall County Conference. We'll invite travel and tourism. We'll have Red. We'll have County Commission, probably somebody from the hospital. Just giving us updates what's going on. Of course, our annual dinner will be October the 14th. And then our tree gala is scheduled right now for November the 4th through the 11th. A little tricky year. November is always the busiest time for us at the chamber because of the tree gala, small business Saturday, Christmas parade. There's a small window of when you can get stuff done. So we're still going to talk and see how we're going to pull that off. Last year we had to do a virtual tree gala, and it worked. I mean, we still made a lot more money than I thought we would. So we had some kinks and stuff. We did partner up with the school system, the broadcasting department at JM, and we did a Facebook Live, and it worked pretty well. I mean, I was kind of surprised the way it turned out. The people that were calling in and stuff and still wanting to participate, so we're pretty excited about that. We might do a combination of that this year, depending on how things go. Christmas parade, November the 20th. We'll get that in this year. Small Business Saturday will be the 27th. We're going to have our initial
Cake and egg party, tailgate party, and that's gonna be September 11th. We're gonna partner up with Jason, with you, at Grandview Park, so we're still working on the details of that. What we're gonna do is have a little tailgate party, W's playing that day. Like to have a live band play during the downtime. It's gonna be a fundraiser for us. We'll sell tickets, just trying to get all the logistics worked out of how we're gonna do that. But Jason's on board. I talked to Craig about it. I talked to some of my board members about it. So it's gonna be something to do. It's gonna be a social mixture. It'll be a keg and eggs as long as that game is not a night game. If that game is pushed to a night game, it'll be a beer and Bronx party. But it's September 11th. They play LIU, which you really have to do some research on them. Yes. So I'm kind of excited because it is a home game. Usually the better games everybody wants to go to. But I'm thinking because of who they're playing, that might be an earlier game. I'm kind of hoping that's 11 or 1. But we'll get more information on that out. Our next breakfast meeting, we're starting our breakfast meeting back up. It was April the 6th at 8 a.m. We'll be at the Genesis Center. If you haven't had a chance to stop down and take a tour of that place, I would encourage you to do so. It's a smaller venue. It's not as big. It doesn't have quite the view as Grandview, where it doesn't hold as many as the penitentiary does. But I want to say it was $275 without a dance floor, $250. I think he said. Yeah, I mean, something like that. And then there's a nice area downstairs where they could have meetings and conference rooms and stuff like that. They're supposed to. The talk was to bring in wheel and coffee and bring in pastries, and I heard him say I think Valley cheese. But I wasn't sure about the details, and I don't think they had them worked out yet, whether it's going to be a retail thing or it's just going to be a service provided. I mean, when you go there. So I wasn't sure.
I did talk to the girl, and she talked like, come in and purchase certain copies. She wouldn't have like everything. She would have small amounts to see how it worked.
Right.
So I think it's a little bit of
Trial
retail
and error.
stuff.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I think you have no idea.
Right.
So I don't think real detail, but that was her point.
So anything I think, is great that we bring in like that. The biggest thing is, the biggest obstacle I see where people want to come into the area, no public business. A bunch of brewers don't keep people guessing what they're going to get. That's a lot of people open up and they have hobbies and they want to run a business, but they don't have regulated hours. And you can't keep people guessing when you're good. That's the biggest obstacle I see with all the new businesses. If you can establish that, and I know it's tough in a COVID world, it's really put the dampers on a lot of people. But there has been a lot of businesses, believe it or not, that's opened up last year and a half. Amanda Boner, I mean, she's her own person, but she is doing pretty well. I mean, they sell a ton of merchandise. A lot of hers is online sales, but she is really on fire. And there's other businesses, because people always ask what businesses are going good, what businesses are going bad. Some of the retail shops, of course, are suffering. Not as many people are coming out, especially some of the elders are not coming out. Of course, your restaurants, they've had all kinds of restraints, bars, that kind of thing, gymnasiums. But there is some that are really doing well. Your delivery services, I had a septic tank, so I had somebody come out and clean out my septic on fire, record-breaking year. Why? People are staying home. Wash more clothes, go to the bathroom. I mean, so it kind of, and there's a lot of contractors, Lowe's, Ace Hardware is record-breaking years. Dave's Detailing down there, record-breaking year. So people are spending money. It just kind of depends on what kind of services you offer. And you have to figure it out because some people have to change the way they're doing business just because. You know what I mean? And I know a lot of the restaurants, I'm a big breakfast person myself. I'm not a 7 o'clock guy. I'm a 5 o'clock guy. 7 o'clock doesn't work for me for breakfast. And a lot of these, and I know a lot of the other ones don't open until 7. I don't know about Walmart. Did they change their hours back? Because they were 7 there for the longest time.
I'm not sure if they have as crazy as it is. I don't pay any attention.
It's 7 seems to be the go-to time right now. So I'm hoping that's going to change too. But, like I said, there's been success stories. A lot of people's doing well. And you guys are pretty busy on your events and stuff. I know some things got canceled and pushed back, but
This year, we only have 2 Saturdays open throughout the whole entire rest of the year.
it's crazy. But it's great. It's great. I mean, so there is a lot of businesses that are still flourishing. That's going on. So I'll open it up. I mean, I still do my newsletter on Mondays. If you want anything in there, just send it to me. I'm more than happy to put it in there. If you need help with a flyer or anything like that, let me know because I'm not saying I'm an expert, but I'm getting better. I'm self-trained. But I mean, there's some applications that I use now that makes things a lot easier to do, so. But if you have any questions, just go ahead and fire away. I mean, if there's any, yeah.
I just want to say, I get
Yeah.
the chamber chatter
Yeah.
emailed to me, and you do an excellent job on that. I mean, it has come such a long way from what it used to be, but I love scrolling down there and seeing all
I'm a big
that.
picture person,
You
flyer,
are?
because I just like to see it, because I know people, if you do it like a letter, a newspaper, they don't read as much as they do, but if you can caption something like that and try to put that in there. And we are gonna do, I didn't mention, we are gonna do our summer concerts. I'm working that out right now. The first one will be at Glendale on June 11th, and that'll be with Pocket Change. I do know that much. I think the second one I got scheduled will be down at the Moundsville Riverfront, and that'll be Marcus and James. I'm not sure on the date on that. And I'm working with Ben Moore, so they give him Grandview. McMeckin's gonna do one. We're gonna try to take them everywhere. Cameron's is gonna be the 3rd or 4th. The Fireman's Hall out there does a festival. So we're driving the band out there, but we're gonna try to take it to all the different cities, Marshall County. And then we're gonna do one up Grandview too. So that's in the works. I'm just trying to work out the people and the band. So as soon as that comes out, we'll be releasing that. So. Any other questions? Membership's going good. I mean, we're still getting new people. That's exciting. It's always a chase anytime you have members. Pick up some new, you lose some old. So I've been trying to reach out to the members. We started doing a chamber spotlight in the newsletter, and I'm trying to start with people that are members that you never talked to or see. And we're new, because we don't know who you're in. And we're trying to get them some publicity. One of the other things I want to do is, from my standpoint, as far as marketing and networking, I want to make sure that if there's somebody that you want to network with, whether it's a business or a person, let me know so we can arrange that. It's real easy to establish an email contact and tag you and you together and say, hey, I'd like to introduce you two. And I did that with Rihanna and Martha at Breakthrough. One of those things logistically, she's up there. That's a good fit. That's a good partnership for them to talk. Sometimes we get coffee, lunch, whatever. If not, the least I can do is tag it in an email. So we're starting to do that. We have another networking group. We're kind of starting in the evenings. Probably maybe 10 people, and I think that's why we're up there when we see you at Ruttenbuck. And we're just trying to get people that want to network, people that want to do, there's a lot of B&I groups out there that provide, names and stuff like that, referrals. That's what we should do. You know what I mean? And I fault the Chambers of Commerce, myself and every other one, not doing their job, because that's what we need to get back to doing. We want to help people. We want to help network. Some of the games that we play, a volleyball game, we're going to play another game at the breakfast, is trying to get people to open up a little bit, to tell us about some of the other things that they belong to, whether it's clubs, organizations, or whatever, and then find out who we're in network with. And sometimes I had Jennifer Boston, I don't know if you know Jennifer? She works at assisted living over in Woodsfield, Westwood Place, I think. And she's a local person. She used to work up at Ferns at the dealership. She was their marketing person, and she's a chamber member, of course. But she does a really good job. She's really trying to network and market. And she was in the office the other day, and it's just through conversation of what is your obstacles, who are you trying to network with, who do you talk to try to help people connect. Sometimes you have to push and nudge. And we're going to do that at this next breakfast meeting. I know my games are kind of goofy, but we're going to do it because I feel it's my job to try to nurture that, whether it be occupation or somebody like that, to make sure that you're trying to network and that we're doing that. We're really trying to concentrate this year on education. In the past, we gave out a scholarship. We're going to give out 2 scholarships this year. And we're going to try to do more like these ladies' luncheons. There's a lot of webinars and Zoom conferences out there. I don't want to reinvent the wheel. You know what I mean? But I just want to make sure people have access, that they can watch those things and know that they're out there. My ideal goal is to have a tab on our website that has nothing but the upcoming workshops, training, and that stuff. By the time you look at SCORE, SBA, RED, and all the other programs that are out there that have different kind of training things, I just want to have a tab on our website where people can see, hey, this month, this is what the training is available.
Can I ask you,
Yes.
she was talking, I'm kind of going back on the website, the chat. I love it. But I would love, because I can't print that out, I would love just not even a calendar basic, but just a piece of paper that says, is kind of what you just gave us. So that I can put it like here, so I do
See
know
the whole,
it. And it's not, I wouldn't be a whole lot of work, if, you know what
right,
I'm
yeah,
saying?
sure.
I do like seeing the pictures and all that, and I enjoy it, I scroll it every Monday, so it's not that I'm,
Right.
but sometimes I don't have time to go back to scroll down that whole thing, and I'd like to say, well, what time is that ladies, when is the ladies lunch?
Gotcha.
A luncheon, and boy, I can pull it up real quick, and so it's not a judgment that the other's bad,
Right.
I would like that just.
And I
And
honestly,
I'm a handy dandy.
if you look at my planner right now, that's what I have. I have a daily and a month. I'm a big month guy because I forget week to week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Until I get to the week and then I know. And the only thing, and we could do that because I know Craig was trying to get that established with the Visitors Bureau too. That community calendar thing has always been a struggle.
Right.
And the struggle is people don't send stuff in. They don't RSVP until the last minute. So you don't know. But yeah, I would like to get to that point. I think that's a great way to, that way you can print up your calendar for this month and you know exactly when things are happening instead of just a week before or a couple of days
And
before.
also, I would have been a sponsor for the ladies luncheon but if I was asked, I don't remember, or it came through once and I missed it.
I put it out there in the newsletter is what I did. You know what I mean?
See,
For
again,
sponsors and.
Sometimes I
Yeah.
look through it, but I don't have time to digest it. I don't know.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it does. I mean, it does. And I try to intermittently change it up. I don't want to keep somebody's same ad in there the whole time. It gets to places when he wants to. So I'm trying to mix it up and I'm learning how to use little fancy songs and things that move and that kind of stuff to try to keep people's attention. But I agree, like, I would love to see a calendar, and I'd even like to have it on my website, and then maybe coordinate that with the Visitors Bureau, what they have going on too. Because that community calendar is very important. There's a lot to do. It's just people have to plan for it. You know what I mean? And you can't do it last minute, and I don't want to know a day before, because I've already made plans for that.
Right.
So that's, I
When
mean, going
it
forward.
wasn't a challenge.
No, I think
Because
it's
I
a
felt
very
bad,
good.
I've always been the ladies
Yeah.
luncheon, always,
Sure.
even though we've done a little different.
Sure.
I've always been a sponsor.
People can look online to wonder.
Well, I get like, when my boss is probably
Yeah.
leaving.
Well, there'll be more. So don't worry. But no, I agree. I definitely think the monthly view is something that I look at too, because it's hard to do once you're in it, because you go through your daily planner, your weekly, you flip over, it's like, oh, it's already here, like April's already here. You know what I mean? So no, we'll try to do that. I mean, I think that's a good idea. I think it's something we do. Hopefully we'll get to the point where the community calendar can do that as well.
Scott, I figured I'd let you know, and probably let the Rotary know, Abraham and Company, we're starting up our new webpage here. It's gonna be launched. We're hoping possibly in a month or so, and of all people doing it, actually, Mitch is doing it. Yes, Mitch is doing it. Our company's talked to him back and forth, and, we're getting it set up. We're getting pretty close here, but just want to let everybody know, yeah, Abraham and Company is starting, and the chamber, for that matter, to know we are starting up a website here. I'll have to let you know when it's launched.
And I'll try to put on our directory. I've tried to link everybody's contact information either to your Facebook or to their webpage. So if not, go check the directory, keep me honest and make sure, because I want to make sure that if somebody wants more information, they can click on your thing or either go to your Facebook page or go to your website for more information. So, yeah, we'll put that in there.
Absolutely, yeah.
And a lot of people still don't even know what everybody does.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the biggest, drawback. You can only talk and say so much as a salesperson, but if you can redirect somebody to that website to just get a little more information.
Listen, I'm like, yeah, I'm more of a 5 o'clock guy.
I'm up, I'm an early person, 4:30, 5 o'clock. I mean, that's when I Facebook, that's when I get my stuff done, I get my breakfast. And
Oh, I was
Now-
referring to 5 o'clock afternoon.
Oh.
I was like 5 o'clock morning. No,
That's
I'm
when
so
I
I thought you
asleep.
were morning. I thought you were morning.
I'm so asleep then.
No, I'm a 4:30, 5 o'clock guy. I wake up every day, just my 1 o'clock is off. And I usually get more done, in the mornings. Now after lunch, I start fading a little bit. I'm not bad, too, you know what I mean?
You don't put it on a full day by then.
So, yeah, no, there's things that we can do. And like I said, you're trying to do enough stuff to whether it's breakfasts, lunch,
Mhm.
and then after hours, because not everybody has the same time schedule. And it's really tough for people to run their own organization or business. They can't just tear off in the middle of the day or go to a
Right.
breakfast or something, so maybe try to hit them after hours or something. So we're gonna try to do a combination. The other thing is, if anybody knows me, I like trivia. I want to see how educated we are in Marshall County. By a show of hands, I need to see a hand if you want to answer, state your name.
Okay.
Okay, see. When did the Moundsville Penitentiary close?
1995.
On that. I do have some masks I'll pass out here.
Okay.
Does anybody want to know when it opened?
Oh,
I'll take a guess.
Okay, go ahead, far away.
1861.
76.
Ah,
76.
I knew it was 18 something.
What year did John Marshall High School open?
1969.
Sorry. We won't penalize it.
I
Heard you
know, I was in
first.
that class 50 years ago.
That was the graduating, first graduating.
Right.
My challenge is that should be 1968. That was-
Doesn't
when
count
they
to them
officially
graduate,
opened.
Michael. You got a mask, shut up.
Come on, you're trying to make a point here.
I put 68, but she's right.
Officially, it was
First graduating.
1968, so I should have some guys to get that to me.
All right. Show of hands, please. What year did the drive-in close in London?
Oh.
That stays far away.
95.
Just keep going.
Keep going. Definitely.
98, because it was
No,
right
no.
after I graduated, I thought that was in. Oh,
Actually, a lot.
Yeah.
really?
2000.
I guess 2010. I'm sure that's the closest so far.
What?
It is.
I remember I
It's
used to
longer than that.
I used to go there when I was in high school, so I know.
2012. Yeah. Still operating.
Yeah, it was because I graduated in 04 and it was operating.
She's little, she's young, huh?
It opened around 1950. What you're saying. And what year was Marshall County formed?
Oh, boy. We were still Virginia.
Yeah.
Branched off from Ohio.
35. We'll give you that. That's close enough. Yeah, 1835. They tried to do it before and didn't have it, couldn't get to the legislature.
I don't know where I read that whole series on it.
Okay. What year was the Moundsville Echo established? Papers on that.
1976.
So you guess. Anybody guess?
I don't know.
I'm gonna say 1835.
1891.
Wow, that
Started out as a weekly newspaper.
That's amazing.
What year was Reynolds Memorial Hospital established? What year was it established? Reynolds Memorial Hospital.
1957.
That was when Rotary began.
1899.
Oh, wow.
1899. What year did Lewis Marks and Company begin making toys and games?
That's what I was thinking. Where
33.
is Francis at?
1933. Used to be, you want to say this right? Walker Airplane Corporate Facility is what used to be it. All right, I expect everyone to get this one. What is the oldest service club in Moundsville that is still operating? When was it formed?
Rotary.
It's actually the Rotary. Rotary was
I can't believe you guys would say the lines before the Rotary.
1919. It was just a men's club, but it was formed in 1919. The oldest service club in general was actually a ladies, and it was the Tuesday Arts Club. And it was established in 1902.
Wow.
So, kudos to Rotary.
Cool.
But that's the end of my trivia. If you got any questions, I think I probably have enough minutes.
Oh, boy, everyone's using extra masks, yeah.
It's fun.
One on.
Thank you.
Says,
Thank you, dear.
These are nice.
Yeah, last year at this time, I remember thinking, oh, I don't need to get too many masks. I won't need to stop.
Yeah, you never know.
I kept saying
You have to
the
get
same
two before too long.
Oh, I have every color. I am sure.
You are the queen of masks.
I need more. I actually need more.
I thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Scott. That was very
When you said, now you should all know this, all this, still service, so I was thinking it has to be Rotary.
Thanks, Scott.
Thank you, Scott.
Okay, Mike said he had a FYI for us.
So, usually I don't talk about taxes when I'm here and stuff, but I have something that I have a little IRS, what do you call it, news alert that came to my email this morning that I figure everybody would probably be interested in knowing. So we know the due date's it's May 7th, May 15th on a Saturday. However, one of the things that the IRS did not announce when they announced the extended due date was the due date of first quarter estimated tax bill. And based on the IRS news alert, it still remains April 15th. If you may, I think just a little FYI there. The IRS did not make anything public on that. And yeah, it is very tricky. And so it's just a little FYI there.
Thank you very much.
And this is, something that I think could end up, if they don't change that, this is as we speak today, if they don't change that, that could really make some people mad if they get some IRS letters.
I just got a message back from Tom Hart, the location of the clinics will change in May. It's similar.
I'll be next year by then.
No, I didn't say that. I just said the location will change.
So the shelter's still in June.
In April.
That's all right. I know, because, I want everybody in one shot. I just want to see my grandchild.
Does anybody else have anything? How about any of you guys on the Zoom?
We have Dorothy with us now.
Cares, concerns, issues?
No,
Okay.
I'm good.
I'm good. Oh, okay.
That was a little hard. That thing like.
Thanks, Dorothy. Have a great day.
Yeah,
You.
Thank you.